I'm going to take a professional guess based on the description of all 23 identities that live in Kevin's body that I've gotten from Barry. I think I'm talking to Dennis. I'm encouraged we can finally meet.
Here it is, story time here in Horror Fiend TV, and we got a doozy for you. I mean, we could go 23 different directions with this one, but we're not. We're going to focus on this story. And before we get started, of course, I am joined by my lovely host, the fourth corner herself, Lexi, who I know is excited to talk about this one.
Yeah. I love the intro. 23 different ways. Good one.
Yeah, so if we haven't guessed what we're talking about with the picture and the title, well, we will be talking about the 2016 film Split, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. The cast includes James McAvoy as Kevin Wendell and the Horde, Anya Taylor-Joy as Casey Cooke, and Betty Buckley as Dr. Karen Fletcher. Now, Lexi, before we get started talking about this film, I have to give kudos to M. Night Shyamalan for casting the great James McAvoy to play the antagonist in a way of this film, but to counter him, the great Anya Taylor-Joy as Casey. So, Lexi, let's get started on this one. Now, the Casey character is a very interesting character in this film, from the beginning to the end of the film, because there was a lot of things about this Casey character that was happening. So, in the moment of captivity, we start learning a little bit about Casey. Now, what did you think about Casey as a character? But most importantly, what did you think about the backstory about her that we were learning in the film?
Well, Casey as a character definitely stands out from the other two girls because they seem to be like the popular ones or something like that, because they kept saying, "Why are you not like one of us?" and stuff like that. So she's obviously like the oddball out in the beginning. If we rewind a little bit, in the beginning, in the cold open, I guess it was like a birthday party of one of the girls or something, and she was like, "Well, Dad, I had to invite her. You didn't raise me to be mean, basically." And they were even trying to talk the dad to, I got to give kudos to the dad in the beginning, because I'm the same way. I'm that mom. Like, I'm going to take care of, I don't care whose kids they are. I'm that mom. I'm going to take care of them. I don't care if I'm like walking in the mall and I see a kid kind of walk off, I'm watching. So I give kudos to the dad for doing that. Unfortunately, they end up in the situation that they're in. Thankfully, the dad doesn't die, because there was like a news report. He woke up and yeah. So the kids are missing. We get to meet Casey, who, again, is the oddball out. But she, because of her backstory, she kind of played it into today, basically, her present life. In the beginning, what caught my attention the most was when the girls were locked up in the room, and she said, "Pee on yourself." She grabbed the girl's face and said, "Pee on yourself." Because I felt like, and thankfully we don't see that from her backstory, I felt like what she went through in her backstory helped her in that moment to pass on advice to the girl, because they didn't know what situation they were in. She didn't know what was going to happen. She just said, "Pee on yourself," and it seemed to work because he threw her right back into the room. So unfortunately, she learned that from her past. Now her backstory is very heartbreaking. It's horrific. Do you want to explain that, or can I go?
Go right, yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. So her backstory is she loves to go hunting, basically loves to go hunting with her dad and her uncle. But the uncle has other intentions, and not very kind intentions. Obviously ends up raping baby Casey. At the time when we get the flashbacks, we see her very little. I want to say like 6, 7, 8 probably possibly because she's holding a gun. She knows what she's doing. So they're hunting. Unfortunately, the dad falls asleep. Uncle takes her out into the back of the woods and does what he does. Thankfully, we don't see it, but you get the gist of it. And that's what brings me to present Casey, because I think what she learned from those, and when dad passed away, now she's being taken care of by the uncle. And you get to see some of her battle wounds near the end of the film. But I think she learned a lot from her past to help her in her present moment. And I think one of the strongest lines was near the end of the movie when he said, "Your heart is pure. You're definitely not like them." Like he almost felt like the horde felt like she'd possibly be one of him, like just out of the ordinary like he is. So that's my take on Casey. I think she's a strong character and she carries a lot into this film. And kudos to the actress.
Yeah, I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy, I mean, you don't know by now, I love her. I think she's such a great horror actress. Well, overall, she's a great actress. She can play any role. I mean, I loved her in The Witch. You know, I mean, I loved her in The Menu. But yeah, she's such a phenomenal actress. And I agree that the Casey character, she was so calm, cool, and collect in moments that, I mean, I'll be honest, I would freak out. You know, like with the different personalities that you saw, you know, which we'll mention in a few minutes, but like her, the way she was just calm, cool, collect, trying to think everything out, not overreacting,
Right.
understand that, you know, she knows she's dealing with somebody with multiple personalities, to the point where there's a scene where, you know, we meet Henwick and, you know, she basically entices him. "Oh, I got a secret for you. The others were talking about you. They're coming after you." And so she knew how to manipulate. How to play the game, manipulate to try to get, you know, basically free.
I don't blame the two girls going like, "Hey, there's three of us, one of them. Let's go." Like that would be me too.
Yeah.
But I like the way she turned it around. She wanted to understand what was going on. And once they realized, I think her thoughts started coming into process when Patricia walked in.
Yeah, even Dennis. I mean, the fact that she knew, listen, Dennis picked us up, brought us into the room like nothing. You guys cannot take him out. You know, don't be stupid, basically. And the fact that, you know, yeah, she you could tell for some reason, I don't know if it was me, but you could tell there was some sort of connection between the personality of Patricia and Casey. There was something there that you see during the film. Like she had an expectation for Casey, almost like a little bit foreshadowing that she knew there was something special about Casey. But let's talk about these characters now. So we had, you know, the main one is Kevin Wendell, which was the host of the body.
Yeah.
And, you know, we meet, you know, in the early stages of the film, Dr. Fletcher, who is the psychiatrist, but she's also studying Kevin, and she knows all these 23 personalities. Now, James McAvoy, if you don't think he's a great actor, what he did in this film is beyond phenomenal.
Right.
How he was able to transform into these characters. So the question I have for you is like, man, we both agree that James McAvoy, great character. I mean, his portrayal of Kevin Wendell was amazing, and of the Horde. But like, what did you think of the Horde itself, and well, the build-up to what was coming, known as the Beast?
With their thoughts.
Someone's coming for you. What will happen when he unlocks the potential of his brain?
There is no limit to what he can become.
You know, kudos to the casting of this film, especially an M. Night Shyamalan movie, casting James McAvoy, who's by far one of my top 10 actors. Absolute perfection. He did this perfect. I don't think I can think of anyone that could do it better than him. I can't, like, if you had to recast it, there's just nobody that comes to mind to me. Now, as far as the personalities, I thought they were all great in their own way. He did great. I mean, he executed every single one. And to do something like this, to be able to put out all 23, you know, people, it was great, especially when you get that scene where she gets to the other room and you see the computer and she's clicking on different personality files. Like he's studying himself too. He's watching. And so I thought that was cool. But my favorite is Hedwig.
My name's Hedwig. I have red socks. He's on the move.
What?
Because and he 9 years old?
Yeah.
A full grown body. If you haven't seen his film, fully grown man, but he says he's 9. So I like Hedwig because of the, I guess what you can call friendship between Casey and Hedwig. So I like that she was trying to manipulate the situation to get them the hell out of there. Unfortunately, the two friends, but I do like that build up to where they go to his bedroom, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so I like that whole scene. I do like going up to the beast. I really, because like he's getting overwhelmed. He kept saying to Dr. Fletcher, I'm overwhelmed. And I like Dr. Fletcher. She was catching on to things. Like she obviously must be studying him very well because she's like noticing he's fixing things and putting the book pushed back and straightening the bowl on the table. Like he was doing little things that only she knows Dennis does. And so he was trying to prove it. And I'm sure he was like twitching in the inside, but I do like all of them. But the one that stood out to me most was Hedwig. But leading up to the beast was pretty badass. Even because she said something in her little speech that she did Skype, her little meeting that she did, that DID, which is how do you even say that word? Disassociated.
Oh my God, I forgot to say it.
Yeah, dissociated identity disorder. I completely murdered the word, but something like that. It's basically multi-personality disorder. And her one thing that I took from her speech was that people like Kevin, who have these multi-personalities, definitely have different takes on life, different strengths, different skills and stuff like that. So I thought that was really neat to put that in there because you do see the physicality differences when he switches to different personalities. Patricia is very soft-touched. Hedwig is 9 years old, so he's just a little kid, has no strength. And you see that one scene where he's pushing on the door like, guys, what are you doing in there? But then he quickly, because he's freaking out, so he quickly goes to Dennis, and you just see him push both girls in the door. So it was really neat touch to the film. But leading up to the beast, like you can see the veins, and he's building up strength, and then the rock climbing on the walls. It's great. Big kudos to James McAvoy. He did great. He killed it.
What I like about it too is like, you know, when Casey goes into the room and she's locked in the room and she sees all the personalities, the fact that you had the one that was diabetic, he's giving himself an insulin shot. He's like, oh, they say we all have diabetes, but why the fuck am I the only one, doing an insulin shot? But that lets you know that there was something more unique with these personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dennis was very like, you could tell he was very aggressive. He was like basically the strong one, but at the same time, because of what Patricia said, he knows he's not allowed to touch you.
Mm-hmm.
And it made you wonder what was Dennis really doing when his personality came out.
Right.
Yeah, the Patricia, I liked the Patricia character. Henrik was freaking hysterical. I love every time he goes, etc.
No, I'm not even supposed to be here. I stole a life from Mr. Dennis, but he'll be back real soon. I can't steal a life for too long, or he'll know and get angry, etc.
But the transformation to the beast, because the way they made the scene, you had Dennis, leave. He goes to the train station. While he's in the train station, he turns into Patricia. Patricia buys the flowers. He turns back into Dennis. Goes to, wait for somebody in the train track. Puts the flowers down. So you're like, all right. So you have this belief, wow, somebody's really coming.
Right.
When he goes into the train and you see the body transformation, you see his body just start building muscle.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's running to get back. I mean, I felt bad for Dr. Fletcher.
Oh my God. And you know how I feel about bone cracking. Like, So again, and I'll say it every time I film, I can do blood, guts, and gore. I cannot deal with broken bones. I can't see it protrude from the skin. I can't hear it. So when poor Dr. Fletcher.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh, it makes my spine twitch. But yeah, I was so upset. But I love that she left her final word on a piece of paper.
Crazy thing about it is, like, even then you felt like that's the way the Beast thought was the most humane way to kill her. Because it wasn't, I mean, it sounded violent, but in actuality, the way he killed the other two girls wasn't violent at all compared to the other two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the whole Beast transformation. I like the fact that we get the scene at the end where, yeah, I mean, he bit her leg. She's escaped. She basically puts herself in this cell. And, now he starts talking about, how everybody's going to know about them. And then she takes off her shirt. And this is when, like you said earlier, was revealed that she was a cutter. She would cut herself a lot, which it's just seeing that, you're like, my God.
Right.
And then his reaction toward it, you're not like them. You're innocent because you're broken. Because she suffered. So through suffering,
like he did.
Yes, there's the innocence.
And it makes me wonder how he grew up, because we do get a snippet scene. That's why she said, say his name, because when she said the name, we got a snippet flashback to his mother abusing him. Yeah. So he's broken just like she suffered abuse. It was a nice connection, and that's what brought them weirdly together.
Yeah, this film did a lot of good things, and I like the fact that it paced itself, and that you knew something was coming, and it didn't rush the process. And once you got this Beast, you're like, oh crap, the things it could do, like when it's going up and upside down in the ceiling and breaking all the lights. I mean, everything about this was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, let's closing thoughts rate it. I mean, what do you overall think of this M. Night Shyamalan? I mean, some people think this is one of his best films.
Yeah, it's definitely a 5 for me. I mean, there's nothing I can nitpick or be wrong about it. It was executed beautifully. I have nothing bad to say about it. Now, good things is everything we've already said. I mean, James McAvoy, my favorite scene also, we kind of touched on it, but the very end where she has the shotgun and he was like, just kill me. That's what Kevin said. But then he was like, whoa, and Jade comes in. But he did that whole scene so perfectly. He was going through all 23. My name's Barry. We're going to be okay. We've been trying to email. So, like, I loved the fact that, because a lot of the times in the visits that he had with Dr. Fletcher, there was moments where he was like, I emailed you? And so he then realized all the other good personalities were trying to save the situation. They all knew what was going on. And so I like the fact that, how do I say it? Like, he was doing bad things, but all the other personalities were trying to get him to stop. Because what do you do when there's a killer or potential killer or doing bad things? Like, you're going to want to either fight for your life or save the person. So for them, the horde to, Dr. Fletcher, we got a problem. She knew there was a problem because she was getting like 23 emails. No pun intended. But yeah, it's a great film altogether. Now, one of the other things I didn't realize is that there is a second one. I have not seen the second one. Glass, I believe it's called.
Yeah, this is the second of a trilogy.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't know it was a trilogy until I was like, oh yeah, there is a Glass. I just never got to it. So I need to see that. Now, when I found out it was a trilogy, I was like, wait, what? And it was way back when. And I was probably a baby when it came out. But I'm like, wow. So I got to read. I don't like watching out of order. So when I found out this was the second film, I was like, fuck. So I got to go back and watch the other two. Yeah. But this one for me is the best, but I got to watch the other two.
Yeah. The first one's Unbreakable, and it's just, man, when you see Bruce Willis the way he is now, it's just so sad to see. But
yeah,
he's a tremendous actor, and yeah, the fact that you see him at the end of this film and you kind of knew that, oh my God, M. Night Shyamalan is playing something special because you have that character. Unbreakable is a good film. I definitely watch Unbreakable because you'll see the first appearance of Mr. Glass in that one as well.
Right.
But yeah, and then the next one is Mr. Glass. Oh, Glass. But yeah, it's M. Night Shyamalan hit something good with this one, and it's like that McAvoy, tremendous role. One of the scenes I liked a lot is when she woke up Kevin, and he didn't realize he was basically away for 2 years.
Right.
And that, he just saw. I think he was on a bus or a train. He's like, that's all I remember. Is it September 10, 2014? She was like, no. And just the dynamics of like you were saying, like when he went to go visit Dr. Fletcher, she was like, I'm not talking to Barry. No, this is not Barry. Dennis, I know it's you, Dennis. And the fact that how he would transform his demeanor. And it's crazy because the transformation of the demeanor was make him look different.
Don't worry. I'll talk to him. He listens to me.
And then you have Anya Taylor. I mean, her Casey. What a great scene. And then once again, it kind of goes back full circle because at the end of the film, she's in the cop car.
Yeah.
And cop comes, hey, your guardian's here to see you. Do you want to go? And she's like, and they close the door slowly. Yeah, I mean, her portrayal of Casey, I love her portrayal of Casey. I love the fact that, her backstory is sad. I mean, I hate seeing stuff like that.
My other favorite little part was right before Bruce Willis, where he was in the mirror getting the bullet out, and then all of a sudden, Hedwig, holy shit, we got shot, etc.
It didn't go through.
Yeah.
This is
and that was a shotgun, wasn't it? So, but he was the beast at the time, and it just did nothing. Like the butter knife did nothing when Dr. Fletcher tried to stab him.
No, but this film, I agree. I think it's a 5. I mean, I can't nitpick anything on this film. I don't want to nitpick anything on this film.
No, there's nothing to nitpick.
I mean, the cast, amazing. Directing, amazing. The shots, everything in this film.
And the best part is it's PG-13.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, I never heard it. So I'm not gonna say this. Yeah, no. Yeah, I am PG-13. No, but yeah, I mean, I enjoy this film. I think this is a film that you do not get tired of rewatching.
Yeah.
If it's on, you're gonna watch it. I mean, it's enjoyable. It's the acting carries the film. Everything about this is interesting. I mean, well, maybe we'll do Unbreakable and we'll do Glass just to go full circle on them. That way, you get to see it. It'll be fun because that'll be 2 first watches for you. So
yeah. Yes, it would.
So for me, yes, this is a 5. M. Night Shyamalan, whatever you did in this film, please go back to it. You're a great director. You just lost your way a little bit, but definitely, go back to what you did in this one because this film is one of the best psychological
horrors
that's been made. But yeah, man, what a good episode. Split. I mean, this is the movie we could talk for everybody.
For real.
It's that good, but yeah, watch it. I think it's currently streaming on Hulu, I believe. And yeah, let us know what you thought about this film. Let us know what you thought about James McAvoy's portrayal of Kevin Wendell and the Horde. Anya Taylor-Joy. I know nobody's gonna knock her because she's just so simply amazing. So is he. But yes, another episode of What's Your Story here on Horror Fiend TV. I'm JR here with my lovely co-host Lexi, the fourth corner. She was excited to do this one, and wait till you see the next one we're gonna do because, well, you're gonna feel like you're abducted. But yes, watch it. Please comment below, like, subscribe, share. We got more still coming your way, and we love storytelling. So, till next time, enjoy your weekend. Peace.
Peace.